Okay folks, so here we are outdoors as Master Kush and Skittlez head off to summer camp. So Master Kush is going to be the first one to go in its new home, and right here I have a Grassroots Living Soil 45-gallon fabric pot. Again, big shout out to Grassroots. Check them out in the description of the video. Get yourself 10% off with code word York River. All right folks, so we're going to start off with opening up the first bag of soil here. And what we're going to do is going to start filling the pot. Pretty basic stuff. Now, transplanting a plant of this size does take a lot of carefulness, a lot of finesse. It's one of those things that you have to be very, very careful with and very confident in how you do things. First one in there to kind of get that going. Now it's going to take about 4 bags of this to fill this fabric pot. Now that we have filled the fabric pot, it's time to finesse Master Kush into its new home. Now, one of the things you need to be very aware of is that with these fabric pots, the roots get air trimmed on the edges. So it won't hold, but you're going to have a tackiness to it when you're pulling the plant out of the fabric pot. So you have to be very delicate and not to disrupt the root ball system. We still have another bag of soil to put into this pot once Master Kush is out of the current fabric pot and into the Grassroots fabric pot. So you're going to have it nice and easy. You can lay the plant down, you're not going to hurt it. And what you do is you just start rolling it back. And this is why it's so important to keep a little lip, a little bit of room in these pots, not only to feed them throughout the grow, but if you ever do need to transplant them, it's way easier to start the transplanting process when you already have a little bit of space to work with. And so what I'm doing here is I'm just rotating Master Kush. You don't want to put too much pressure on the stem either. The main trunk of the plant is very delicate in this process because you could just rip it right out of the soil, and you don't want to do that. So just work it nice and easy. It's not hard, but it just takes a lot of finesse. And you can see the tackiness I'm talking about, but it just peels right out. And then we're going to take it and we're going to put it upright. And now Master Kush is in its new home. So now what we need to do is get the last bag of soil. We're going to open it up. We're going to add that last bag of soil. And this is kind of a little bit of a finesse part too, because you still don't want to disrupt that root ball too much. And you also want to get the soil into the fabric pot, not on the ground. As you can see, I just did right there. And you want to start working it around the base. And again, you want to leave that little extra. You want to leave that 1 to 2 inches around. Looks like we're going to have it too. A little bit more soil to put in here. And again, you have to be fairly delicate during this process. Make sure that the base of the plant is still exposed as well. You definitely don't want to bury the base of the plant. Now, as you can see, it's a little overfilled, but the thing about the fabric pots is they will work themselves down. And you can actually see I'm pulling up the edges already. Oh. The name tag fell off of it. You want to make sure you keep that. If you're growing in Virginia, you got to have all your information on there. Okay, so Master Kush is in its new home. So now we're gonna get ready to put Skittles in its new home. All right, so now it's time for Skittles to go into its new home. We have a Grassroots living soil fabric pot. It is a 45 gallon, same exact one that Master Kush just went into. But this time, we're gonna be using Coast of Maine's Stonington blend, a fan favorite of the channel and one of my personal favorites, along with New England compost as well. They're both fantastic soils, so if they're in your area, check them out. All right, so first things first, we're gonna do the exact same thing we did with Master Kush. So we're gonna just go through that process real quick, and then we'll get into the transplanting, because I know that that's probably what everybody wants to see, is the nice, slow, methodical way to get this out of the 5 gallon fabric pot and into the 45 gallon pot. Okay, so we did about 3 bags. I had a couple half bags there, so it looked like 4, but it was 3 bags. And so now we're gonna start the very delicate process of removing Skittles. One of the main reasons why you wanna leave that extra amount of fabric pot, if you know you're gonna transfer these plants, you definitely wanna do that. So here we go. Again, just take it, work its way down. And then you're gonna tip the plant and you just start working it around. Again, I know a lot of folks are very scared of this process because you can ruin the plant. I mean, it is a scary process, because if you mess up this root ball, the plant success of transplanting is greatly diminished. So you want to keep this thing intact as best you can. And see, look at that, it just came right off. Boom. Now you have to be gentle with it as you get it centered in. Make sure that you still have your state of Virginia required tag with all your information. There we go. All right. We're gonna center this up. Get the debris out of there. Sometimes I like to round the edge, but it's not necessary. And the goal is not to get any on the ground. Sure looks like I might have managed to actually accomplish that this time. And again, I like to leave 1 inch, 2 inches, especially in these bigger pots. It's not as big of a deal. You're not losing as much soil, or a critical amount of soil for that plant. Probably use just a little bit more. All right, and Skittles is home. Well, folks, Skittles and Master Kush are now home. I'm gonna go get washed up here. There's a lot coming with these 2 plants, but we're gonna let them get settled in. We're gonna get some water on them here pretty soon. We're just gonna let them get acclimated to their new pots, their new homes, being outdoors full time now. And we're gonna work on having a system in place. These things do need to be staked at some point and trellised, and we're gonna work on that. I've actually got a really cool idea. I can't wait to share with you guys on how I'm gonna do all that this year. But folks, if you guys have any questions about today's video, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And if you need to get in touch with me, Facebook, Instagram, and as always, email. Again, a big shout out to today's sponsors, Coast of Maine, New England Compost, and Grassroots Fabric Pots. Check them all out in the description of the video. And don't forget to use the coupon codes that are down there as well. But folks, that is it for today. I hope you all stay happy, healthy, and I will see you in another video.